trained. No, I have a brigade of raw, 2 have trained in the 1st division, trained and trained, trained, raw, trained. Okay.
So
I think yours more or less the same.
I've got 1 brigade vet.
Okay.
Which is this one.
That's your veteran brigade.
That's
Everyone else is trained?
Look. Oh, okay. You need to watch this. Raw.
Raw.
Trained.
Okay.
And that's my regard. Raw.
So you have...
Avant-garde is raw.
Okay, so they're all raw troops. Is that including the Grenzer and your cavalry?
The Grenzer are no, they're raw as well.
Okay, and the cavalry is...
Trained.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only one in that division trained. And this brigade is veterans, trained, cavalry. Oh,
They all raw, are they good quality?
light cavalry are trained.
Okay. Heavy cavalry is...
That was raw.
Okay.
And that's trained.
Okay.
They're trained. That's raw in the cavalry division.
Okay.
So I must have got some really bad troops.
You did roll quite badly, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just check something on terrain. So...
And my commanders, 1, 2, 3 plodders
Mm-hmm.
and 1 capable.
I have capable, plodder, capable. So my cavalry is a plodder. Okay, so your plodders convert each tempo point into 3 orders, and our capables do 4. Let me just confirm a couple of bits.
So
Here we go. Okay, right. Terrain features. Okay, we have no linear terrain, everything is area terrain. So, okay. The hill we will classify as a steep slope, which is impassable to artillery except on road when they become shaken, and all troops are shaken after ascending a steep hill. And cavalry may not advance to contact, so they can't charge.
But
They can go up it.
Then they go, come up if you dare.
The woods are... Yeah, all the woods, infantry move 1 base depth unless they're SK2, which I don't think anyone is.
Base depth is 3 centimetres.
Yeah, I think the only troops I think if you've got which are SK2, I think are your Grenzer. Those 2 units. Okay, so they're the only ones who move 1 base width. Impassable to other troop types, so cavalry, artillery can't go through the woods. Counts as a level 1 obstacle to units in combat.
Okay.
Town, if you go across the bridge, river, yeah, if you wanted to cross over the bridge, I don't know why you would.
True.
It's 1 unit per game turn may negotiate a bridge or ford, and it's the river is impassable. Let me just check.
But use the river as an anchor point.
You can use the river as an anchor point, yes. We have no enclosures, farmland or rough ground. The town is only negotiable by columns. 1 base width wide, moving 1 base width per turn, and counts as level 2 obstacles to fights. But we haven't got it. So we're more interested in the hills and the woods. The town is more or less there just to...
And the middle of the battlefield is going to be a bloodbath.
That would be farmland, but, well, you've got the 1 bit of farmland on your side. Or as you want to take that's just your marker of the table edge, isn't it?
Second shelf next to the house.
There. Yeah, I can't be bothered. No, it's fine. it's fine.
Yeah, it wouldn't cause much trouble anyway, farm. Unless it's autumn.
Half speed except for SK2, but we're talking quite
Slowly.
quite ruggedly. It's probably better to just say enclosures and farmland are basically going to be they're going to slow your troops down anyway.
Oh, you put your
We don't need to worry about it.
You put your cavalry on the wing as well.
Yes. Okay. Let me just check. Right. So first step. So beginning of the game, we do our tempo bidding. So we each roll. Start of each game turn, each CNC rolls 1d6 and gets this number of tempo points plus 1 for each of his subordinate officers. So in my case, I get a +3 automatically, and you get a +4. So you roll that dice, and that is secret. Okay. The CNC then decides in secret how many of his available tempo points he is prepared to bid in order to gain the initiative. You have to bid at least 1.
Mm-hmm.
We then reveal our bids in a moment. So,
think about what you want to do, then decide your point you want to use.
Okay, I know what I want to do.
Okay. You ready with your dice?
Yes. So I bid 3. Oh, okay, so that's me. So I lose those 2. So I have 4 tempo points. You just lose the 1 from yours. Okay. So I am tempo player for this turn. You are non-tempo player.
So I have to use double tempo point to do anything?
Not quite. It's only one. It's 1 extra. It's usually it's 1 more extra on everything that you do. So if you want to move a group, just 3 bases. You cannot move.
A mixed group.
You can, but it costs you. You have to treat them as 2 groups.
Yeah.
Which I was going to say, you might want to put your cavalry together rather than have them on either flank. You don't have to be honest. If you don't want to do it.
Depends what I want to do.
Okay, so that's done. Bombardment phase. No one has artillery that is deployed unless you do.
I've got deployed and you're nowhere near range.
Yeah, because what's
I'm 6 is your 8s.
Yeah, we are. You're 6s, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm 8s, so I get 7 base whips and you get 6 base whips for all your guns. So I get 1 extra base whips on you. Well, none of my guns are ready to go because my troops are basically marching.
There you go, that's my range.
Yeah, mine's not much better.
6 centimetres longer.
Okay, bombardment phase. That was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Allocating tempo points. So you may now move your CNC and other generals, or I may move my CNC and other generals, and then allocate remaining tempo points. And then allocate my tempo points. So I will move my CNC.
I'm using them, Alex, to remind me at what point the commander's got to play with.
So generals all move 3 base whips.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3.
And we can't shoot at the commanders, can we?
No.
3 base whips is 18.
Correct.
Even though they're small bases, you still go by the bigger base. Otherwise you'll never get anywhere.
That is quite true. Okay, so that's that done. I am now going to hand out my orders, which will be, I give 1 tempo point to my cavalry commander.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a plodder, he will convert that into 3 orders. So he gets.
You got a dice as well, have you?
I've got dice. I just use these
I'm
dice.
using my
Your Jap dice. I'm
Jap,
just using my
right.
French dice.
So I know what they are.
Okay, my Bavarian divisional commander is capable. So I will give him the remaining 3, which he will turn into 4 per tempo point. So that is 4, 8, 12. So it's a lot. It's a lot of dice. It's a lot of dice. He gets a lot of orders, but he has got quite a big division. And I'm generally trying to remember how this goes. So
Yeah, my first divisions are rather large.
take some extra froggy dice out. Take some extra French dice out, just in case. So, so that's it. That's the tempo point done. I now do my attacks. So
fight against the ghost.
Yeah. So, okay. So tempo player attack phase. Player makes all other arranged attacks, performs any outcomes from the ranged attacks, moves all units launching attacks into contact, then completes all other combat attacks and performs those. So you shoot first, and then you bayonet. Yeah, that's fine. And then I do my other movements. So in this case, I will be moving a base or group of bases. So a group of bases is 3 bases. I will just confirm. Yeah. So a group comprises up to 3 units of the same type, facing in the same direction and in base contact with at least one other unit. Any part of the base can be in contact with the other unit, so you can be sides, flat, front, back, sides, or corner to corner. So it costs me 1 point, 1 tempo point to move a group of bases. Now, no mixed infantry cavalry groups, but I can move guns as part of the infantry group. So, for example, these are 6, 7.
1 and 3 units.
Yeah. So that is 6 infantry bases and 1 artillery piece. So that would cost me 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 of my orders to move them. And they are an infantry formation, 1 base width wide. So they move 12. Base width wide.
A base width.
2 base widths.
Oh, 2 base, sorry.
12.
I thought you said 1.
No, 2 base widths. If they are more than 1 base width wide, then it's a single base width. So
yeah, don't worry. I do hear things that they're wrong.
That's fine. So they move forward. My field artillery is slightly slower, moving only 6.
As long as you stay in contact, it's the same group.
Yeah. So that cuts that to 3. I will then give 2 orders to this lot. I will then use another 2 to move this lot. So they skirt around the field. So that leaves me with 1 dice on there. And then remainder watches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 2 orders again. That's a slightly smaller brigade. So that's only 2 orders.
I believe shooting is 1 base width.
Rangers, I will talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
It is 1 base width. Long, you can only move to within long base width of your opponent. So that's it. Right, now, moving over to the other side, cavalry. I have a mixture of, what do I count them as? Because I have a little bit of a mixture in there. So
you've got 1 brigade of light, I believe.
Hang on, I'll put him there. So I'll count them as the light cavalry and 1 brigade as heavy cavalry.
That's right.
Okay, so that's all the light cavalry, that's my heavy cavalry. It's fine. Okay, so the light cavalry moves 3, heavy cavalry moves 2.5. 1 point to move each group of 3. So
18 light.
18 for the light, yeah, because they move 3.
Yeah.
Well, that's as far as I want them to move, but yeah, they will move. So you swing out, across slightly. As their horse guns are also slightly slower. Actually, I will not do that. They will come back 6. They will move in keeping with their horse guns.
Okay.
And the heavy cavalry will also move in keeping with its horse artillery. Because they move slightly quicker. That's fine.
Question, Alex.
Go.
Does the cavalry base look better with 12 figures on instead of 9?
Yes. It actually looks like they're slightly better squadron organised.
That's what I'm doing. I'm changing.
Double rosed as well.
I'm changing all my cavalry from that to that.
No, I think that does work because having them in 2 ranks makes them look.
It looks like a big hole.
Because I would say this: if it's something like Cossacks, a single row works because it's Sotnias are only 100 men and they're generally and a regiment of Cossacks is a Sotnia. So it gets a bit weird. Someone would probably argue with me, but it is a bit oddball on that one. With them being in 12s and in 2 rows of 6 apiece, that actually does look a lot better, I think.
And when I finish doing them.
I mean, like I said with these, I think the infantry actually look quite good in their 9s in 2 rows.
12s.
So 12s? No, that's 3, 6, 9. I think it's some of them are in 6s.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, because some of them are in 6. Yeah, they look better in their. I think between
9.
that, there's on 2 rows, 9s to 12 works.
Yeah.
9 to 12 in 2 rows works.
Yeah.
Or should I say, okay. That is my orders done.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing else, so your bombardment phase, which you don't have, because there's nothing in range, I think. I might have come into range. No, I'm not going to come into range.
No.
So, you move your CNC generals and then allocate your tempo points.
3 base routes, wasn't it?
3 base routes total, so 18. Up to 18.
Up to 18.
I might also take these off actually. Hang on, I'll just take these off because I don't need them anymore.
Yeah, because...
And you put your generals at the back.
No, it's how I usually play, but once I realised you can't aim at them specifically.
No, the generals can join in combat, so you can add them to a base and they can puddle around with the units. But it's essentially you can't. It's the same as generals of brigade and things like that. They can't be targeted. I suppose I wouldn't say I've had the discussion with some people when I've played these games where someone's like, oh, why wouldn't you shoot at the generals? Like, it's not worth the firepower that you can level with a unit.
I now distribute my pips.
Yes, so you now distribute your pips out as you see fit to your generals. So, plodders.
Convert them to 3.
Yeah, so for every 1 pip, a plodder will get 3, a capable will get 4, and I don't think we've got any decisive generals, they get 5.
No. I've got mostly plodders.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of accurate for Austrian army of 1805.
Apart from him.
That again is also not totally unusual.
So, he has...
Ratios is probably actually about right.
He's going to get 2, which converts into 8.
Yes, because he's your capable.
Okay. And the rest...
You're moving your entire army?
No, I'm trying to think of... 2, 4...
Can I have the pen back a second?
Six each.
I'm just going to remark from T to R because they are raw, so I don't forget.
Okay. So now I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with them.
Now you have to come up with your plan. Now you're trying to think of your plan. No, you should be. Yep. Train. Go. I'll put that. I will just leave the pen there. Don't think it'll matter.
2, 3, 4.
Mark, I hope you're happy. We're doing this specifically for you, so you can actually see a general division game in play.
A small game.
Is this what? How many stands is it on my side?
29 infantry.
Infantry plus
6,
29.
4 cavalry and 7 guns.
And 7 guns. And your army and your Austrian corps is.
I've got a total of 38 bases.
Oh yeah, because the way you generate armies in this is you have your charts. You roll an infantry division, then you roll to see what you get. Then you roll, then you roll that up, and then you potentially get another infantry division.
It has to be a second division.
Then you have to take a second infantry division, the third time, and then it's.
Then you sort of dodge all to see what you get. If you get a 4th division.
If you get a 4th one, if you've still got, if you still haven't used up all of the bases that you're allowed to field.
Yeah, that's what you decide. Okay.
Because when we used
How big a game do we want?
Yeah, because I think we've played it where we've gone 30 bases aside, and I've ended up with almost 40 odd.
Yeah.
Because you rolled up yours, you hit, I think it was like 30, I think you hit 30 exactly, and you're like, cool, I've got my 30, and I was like, right, I'll start rolling up my Austrians, because the Austrians army used to be mine, and you had the French.
Because you got, I think it was the 3rd Brigade, division.
3rd Division. I ended up punking
and it was a large division.
Yeah, I ended up getting this giant, relatively good quality infantry division out of it, and I was just sat there going, it's what the game says when it comes to creating an army. You don't get to pick what you want. It is entirely random, but it will follow a semi-set pattern. Which is something I like about the organisation of this. You cannot just go, I'm just going to field this, this and this.
Okay.
Unless you're playing a scenario.
I'm going to move this corps.
This division, your infantry division. Okay, so that's one pip per base of 3. So that will cost you 3 to move all 3 brigades.
One base with units. No, 2.
Your formation, 1 base width wide, 2 base widths a turn.
12. Good.
Yeah, they will motor away towards each other.
That'll be 3.
So it costs you 3 points. Nice. No, sorry, you move. Sorry, because you're non-tempo. So it costs you 2. So it costs you 6 in total. Apologies. So tempo player is 1 point for a group of bases to move, 2 to launch an attack with a base or a group of them, and 2 points to rally a shaken level, which you have to have the divisional commander in base with. I will double check that. No, I think you just should rally that off. Non-tempo is then 2, 3, but also 2 to rally shaken levels. I will check that actually, because I think rallying, and it's a bit weird because I think the colonel, I think your office, the unit can actually rally itself to a point. The division, the general.
How far can Kevin move up the hill? Half move?
Moving up the hill, you move. Let me just double check. Just to find the page again. Where are you? Steep slope. Nope, it's just your normal movement.
It's going down the hills as well.
Going a hill, all that happens when you ascend a steep hill.
Yeah.
So it's ascending, so going up the hill will cause you to be shaken. Coming down it doesn't, for some reason. Your
heavies are 2.5, aren't they?
Heavies and dragoons are 2.5. Light cavalry is 3. You don't have any irregular cavalry, and your horse guns move 2 if you have any horse guns. Which, as the Austrians, technically you don't. You have your Wurst cannon, you have your Wurst guns, not really horse artillery. Okay. And then as you've got your rest of your formations to move. Yes, big formations with small numbers of tempo points can result in, under commands of plodders, can be very difficult to move.
Okay. So unlimbered classes 1 pip, a pip to
right.
Limber.
Hang on. Limbering and unlimbering. Right. I will confirm again. So. Foot artillery take 1 full turn to unlimber and may not fire in that turn. Horse artillery may limber and make a normal move but may not fire. If a force remains stationary, any artillery may unlimber in its present position for no points cost. So you just do it.
Okay.
If you want them to. If you want your gun, if your guns just stay still, they just unlimber.
Okay. No, I want to know if it costs them any pips.
Foot artillery? No. Limbering and unlimbering it doesn't. As long as they remain stationary. You just can't shoot. All turns are carried out by wheeling. 1 front corner of the unit or group may move up to 4 move forward or 1 base step back, pivoting on the other front corner which remains stationary. So it's a good solid wheel round. It should be. No obliquing, you literally just go straight forward and backwards more or less. And you wheel.
Yeah. Now this is going to be the fun bit.
You may do passage of lines as long as both are unshaken.
So, 2 pips.
2 pips to move a group of bases.
My Grenzers.
Your Grenzers, your late troops. So yeah, they are in infantry formation, more than 1 base width, so they just move 1 base width. They don't move quickly, and they wheel 1 base width forward. Cavalry can remain still. You don't have to move everything.
Yeah, that's a good guess. As close as that edge moving 6 centimetres. That's a good guess.
Yeah.
So that cost me 2 points. My cavalry is 3 in it.
Light cavalry 3.
Yeah.
So they will be, because they are now detached from their formation. They will be a point, 2 points each.
That's right.
Because they are no longer part, because they are a singular base, not a group.
5.
Remember, the cavalry can't go into woods unless it's Cossack.
Yeah, but I can shoot random. No. Stop there.
Okay. That was your other moves done. Outcome moves, we don't have any of that because that's essentially the result of fire manoeuvre and such like. So, tempo points back in. So, a base of 3 each. Also, a base of 3 for me. So we go back to the beginning. So, tempo bidding. I have 3, you have 4, and then it's whatever we get on D6. Okay. And I bid 3. 1 again. Okay, so I lose those 3. Leaves me with 4 this turn. So, bombardment phase. I haven't unlimited my guns, so I can't bombard. Move my generals. My CNC remains stationary, however, he will continue to advance forward, as will he. Okay. Allocate out their tempo points. So he is capable, he's a plodder, so he generates 3, which is more than 7. He gets 1 tempo point, which gives him 3 orders to dispense, and 3 left. So he gets the rest. So once again he gets the rest, which is 4, 8, 12. Okay, so done that. Attack phase, I have no attacks. Other moves. Start with my cavalry. My cavalry will do another 2 base width manoeuvre to the hill. Their guns crackling along.
It could be interesting, heavies v heavies.
Might not even happen.
That's right.
Cool, so again I am tempo player, so it only costs me 1 per group, so 1, 2, 3 orders. And to advance, and they move 2 base widths and 12. And their guns continue in the hall, and their field guns shuffle on behind. 1, 2. That cost me 2 points. Continue moving him up. In fact, no, he's going to go static for the moment. I will burn those 2 points on these guys. Around the trees. Okay, give me a moment. They are going to move, but they're only going to move a single base. 1.
Keep your artillery at will.
That's 1. 2. Cool, that's him with 5 orders left. He's got 1 order left. Cool. Your bombardment phase might be in range. Actually, I'm probably not.
The closest one will be that unit there. I reckon
I ain't in range. Not for your 6-pounders.
I reckon it's about 44.
Probably. Which is massively out of range for your 6-pounder guns.
Yeah. In fact, it's more like 48. Let's see how good my judgment is, shall we?
Ooh, you're about 6 out. You are literally maybe you're 6 or 7 out.
It's not a bad judgment.
Not a bad guesstimation.
Because then I'm looking from behind and not from the side.
Okay. Cool. Move CNCs, generals, and then allocate your tempo points. Just as a point, just as a reminder for you, because I might actually start suffering this. If the subordinate is more than 6 base whips from the CNC or is out of sight, you only receive half rounded down the TPs issued. I'm going to start making sure of that one.
No.
Still
go
got
within 6.
6 base whips.
36.
Which is 36. Which is... Oh! Okay, he was actually out. He's still in. Okay, so he's actually moved out of...
Oh! I just moved just in range of him.
Oh. No, I'm out. Okay, so he didn't get enough.
He only gets 1.
So one of them goes back. So they go back actually. I didn't have enough to give them the order. In fact, hang on. Yeah, because he only got 1, he's a plodder. No, he only goes back. They have to go back. You have to go back there. I didn't have enough, so the light cavalry advanced. That's it.
So
He's just out of 36.
I've just moved him into 36.
Into 36, yeah, because he's still in 36.
Alex, just
Just in. He's like 2 centimetres in now. He's now at 34.
But he's out.
He's going to be massively out. This is where again the position of you is quite important.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you got it along the table, some people are going to be out of range.
So this is the thing, because you end up sort of like congregating into the middle, or it's a case of you just start throwing that many out to the flanks to keep them so they can keep doing stuff.
Yeah, what you do is you give the minimum to the centre units and try and get your flanks to move. So
Always give your centre your troops in the centre.
I've moved my officers.
Yep, you've moved your officers. Now you need to allocate your TPs that you have. Which potentially is. I don't know how many you ended up with this turn. Because you only spent 1. You only spent 1 against my 3, so I generally have no idea how many tempo points you actually have to play with, or pips.
Shall I tell you?
Go on. You got about as many as I have left.
I got a 1 on the dice.
Ew.
And that's my 4 officers.
So basically, I can understand that one. Yeah, the subordinate officers basically.
1, 3.
So it's one of those moments. So do you want to concentrate on your TPs into one formation?
Yeah, that is where the shortage of dice is a screw. I'll have to jump about the table. Okay.
Oh, can you pass us a water, please?
Okay.
When you're
2.
done.
You get 8.
Okay, so he gets 2.
He gets converted into 8.
Correct, because he gets.
You get 2 converted into 6.
He's a plodder.
Not the water. Do I got an upgrade yet?
That's nice.
That's nice.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much.
Don't split it.
Okay.
Okay. My flanks are screwed, as you told me.
Well, just depends what you want to do at this point.
Okay.
If you want the bottle, just shout and I'll pass it back.
2, 4, 6. Okay. 2, 4, 6. 8. It costs 1 point to limber, I believe.
Limber.
Or 2 for me.
Moving a group of bases, if you limber and unlimber, I believe it is. Oh God. So lots of attacking. Where are you? Where are you? Full artillery take 1 full turn to unlimber, may not fire in that turn. You may unlimber. When the guns are unlimbered, I will say it's. It takes a turn to relimber your guns, so you just limber your gun. It's just a reverse. I'd honestly would say it's just a reverse of what you do. So.
Okay. But it cost me 2 to do that. Okay. And move my inventory. That's all I can move.
Okay. So, we don't have an attack phase. Other moves is done. Outcome moves don't need to worry about. Back to tempo bidding. So back to the beginning. Okay, when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
I bid for 1 again. You're rolling badly.
Very badly.
So, bombardment phase. Guns aren't unlimbered, so I can't. Okay, moving my general and other generals.
How close does the div commander have to be to his unit not to incur a penalty?
As in the keeping the troops together?
Yeah.
I will make the statement, I don't know. I've not seen anything.
Because I know you can't move too far apart.
Well, I will be honest, it doesn't actually say as far as I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
So I would simply say as long as he stays within his movement of them,
Okay.
because that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
As long as he stays within 18 of his own formation.
Okay. So you can't spread them too far.
Yeah. That to me makes the most sense because he's still got to be able to exercise some kind of control over them. You can't just sit right there while the division is over here because he's
The thing is,
doing anything with it.
there, in my mind, there should be one exception to that.
Go on.
Advanced guard cavalry.
Oh, because there would be scouting and stuff like that.
They would be further apart.
It's a good point. I think for the purpose of the game, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it as is. I will read up on it later.
Yeah, because this is your set now. So.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Because he was from the last turn. Okay, give me a moment. So I've got no bombardment phase. I've moved those generals. Yes.
Yeah.
Shuffle
I
it
have
forward.
got a bigger base for the French command with a white horse,
Oh, yes, you have him.
but I didn't find him in time.
Okay, so I've moved my generals. Right.
We're getting into that range again.
So he's within 36. He's within 36. So I can do this properly. Okay. So he is a plodder. He does everything I need him to do. So he will get 1 TP, which he turns into 3 orders, and I will give him the remaining 4.
I need to get
the
first.
he turns into 16. 6, 12, 16. Right. Do my cavalry first. So they are going to. They're going to spend 1, but they're going to basically come up to here. And the heavy cavalry will move at 12. Leaving 1 on the left. Right. I'm going to spend 2 TP, two of my points, so 2 of my order points, on this brigade to redeploy them, which is 2 points. The units can only use a maximum of 2 base whips, and they can't go any further forward than lead. So he will move there. They will go on, Bennett.
Second base goes across.
Go to there.
Yeah, because there's only going to be 3 bases in this.
That puts him to there. And he can't move. He can't physically move to reach the end. Or can he? No.
I would push him up behind the third middle.
So he's there.
Yeah.
So that's 2 points spent. That's my understanding of how that works.
That's right.
I will now do the same with this lot. So I'll use him as my base. He will move to the right. In fact, no, he won't. He will go to the left. He will go to the end. He will move to behind him. He will move behind him. And he will move to there. The gun will move up. That's that. I'm going to give an order to these guys so that their artillery position moves up once more. That's it, so that costs 1 point. Right, so he's redeployed, I gave way too many orders for actually what I thought he needed him to do. That is, because I don't have an attack phase, that's all my movement's done, your bombardment.
I haven't got anything unlimited.
So nothing's unlimbered.
No.
Okay, you move your CNC, generals, and then allocate your.
That might make him in range.
He's just now in range.
He's in range, so I don't have to use double points.
Okay. Double points. Well,
Double.
you have to use double points, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to half all your pointage.
That's right. Going to there. He's in range.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense to me.
It doesn't help, put it that way.
Mm.
So, 2 points. Give him the
Yep. Done.
I certainly will be.
Cool, so your moves are done, outcome moves we don't need to worry about, so tempo.
Please, not that again.
No, I'm ready.
That one.
2. Oh, you beat me. So you are now tempo player. Okay, so your bombardment phase.
But no artillery.
Okay, move your generals, C&C, and allocate out your tempo points.
Have I actually got points I can use? So, you can have. Yeah. What did it take the infantry and woods?
Infantry, just normal infantry.
Normal infantry.
They will move 1 base depth.
3.
Unless they're SK2, which was only your Grenzers.
Yes.
You rolled well then this turn.
Yes.
Good roll then. Max.
It's better than the last 2 dice rolls.
Plus, the fact that you've got 4, so yeah, you walk away with 10 points after that. That's quite impressive.
Oh. There you go.
So you're giving him 2 tempo points, so he turns that into 6 in total because he does 3 at a time.
Yeah. I thought, there's something wrong with that. I can't do no number of things though. I want you. So let's start with this. Okay. Cavalry is a 1. Okay.
So they just stay still so it doesn't cost them anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got no attack phase. Yeah, because you've had no attack phase because you've not been attacking. You've had literally just jumping straight to other movements.
Mm-hmm. Nothing to shoot at.
You have to be within 6 to basically launch any attacks anyway. Mm-hmm. Well, charging, it's 2 and 3 base widths for most units, so 6, 12, 18. 18 for like the cavalry and that. Mm-hmm. Guns are the thing which reach out and touch people at range, but musketry is basically done at 6.
It's organised going up the hill.
Ascending, yes.
Ascending. So they're going.
And they all take a shaken point. Going up the hill. Ooh, I see Karazias. I see men with black chests.
Yeah.
So they're wearing their plate. They have their cuirass. And the Dragoon Regiment, because they don't have a cuirass.
That's 4.
Yeah. So they all get a shaken point, which just means they can't. I will just confirm. Yeah. So, may continue to advance. When you hit 2, may not advance except to charge. Just causes some issues. You're just becoming unformed and your troops are getting a bit... Yeah. You cannot be broken by having to go through terrain or anything like that. It's... If you're already hitting those sort of things and you move through terrain that would cause you more, it's a case of no, you're already unformed, you don't suffer more. That's my understanding with this. That's my understanding.
No, not really on table. It cost me 1 point to move 1 battalion 3 centimetres.
What's that? Oh, that lot.
Halfway. Next turn, they can move the rest of the way. As long as I've got the pips.
Okay. To me, are you done? So, you're still forming up your formation.
They're not joined together.
You want to keep them separate, okay?
Yep. Come on, wherever you are. There we go. Form in a firing line. Hopefully.
Okay, you done? Cool. So you've done your all that stuff. So I am now as non-tempo. I now allocate. So I do my bombardment phase. My guns aren't unlimbered, so I can't. I move my generals. Bring him back there. Bring him to there. Since he remains over here, since he's going to fall back slightly. Okay.
Yeah.
Allocate out my tempo points.
Alex, remember they're two different units each brigade.
He gets a tempo point, and the commander of the Bavarian formation gets one as well, which he turns into 4. So, attack phase, I have no attacks. Other movement, one to bring the gun, that gun forward. That's just to bring them up to there. Cross that. Oh, so that cost me 2 points. That leaves me with 1 point. So, because cost me more to do stuff. That will be me for the moment. Don't have any outcome moves. Bidding. Okay. I have 3. Oh, it's back to me. Okay. So, bombardment phase. Don't have any guns that are unlimbered. Move CNCs and generals. No. Generals will be remaining still for the moment. I will allocate up my TPs. So, I have a gun total. Right, I've got 5 to allocate. Okay, so he gets 2 rank. He gets 6 in total because he gets 2. Other infantry division will receive remaining 3, which will give me. Actually, hang on. No, I'm not going to do that. He will receive 1, which he turns into 4, and he will receive the remaining 4. Okay, my attacks, I have none. So, they are going to redeploy. And if I can redeploy, can I unlimber my guns? Because he's classified stationary, so no, because he moved. He didn't. He will unlimber his gun.
You can unlimber, you just can't fire.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean to fire and phase anyway.
Yeah. Horse artillery cannot do bombardments. Only field guns can do that.
Okay.
It's just because he's had to stay still in order to unlimber anyway. Lands will move. Lands will move his centre brigade. So 1, 2, 3. Rocket away. And
Do you want to know how many figures are on this table?
go on.
I'm looking about 1800.
1800 figures.
1800 figures.
That is a lot of figures.
Because don't forget, you got 29 of 18, and with some of 24. I've got mostly 24s.
2 points spent. Table 2 points spent. 4. I will use that to reform this brigade. Redeploy, which costs me 2. So there. Take point there. They head off that way. And they will remain limited for the moment. That's it. That's all my stuff done.
No.
So, your non-tempo general moves and so your bombardment phase.
Have I got anything in range? I don't think so.
You're 6 base whips, so you're 36. I think I'm just out at the moment.
Just.
Ooh.
And how far am I on this?
Same.
Ooh. Yeah.
You need me to come closer. Or you need to move closer. One of the two. So, no bombardment.
Nope.
Move your CNC and generals and then allocate your tempo points.
My generals can handle themselves where they are. Because I haven't got a lot of points to move units. Manhandle artillery. 3 centimeters.
So was it manhandling?
Yeah.
You don't do manhandling.
Okay.
You either limbered or unlimbered.
Okay.
There is no manhandling.
Allocated.
Hold on, cool.
Yeah.
So, your attack phase. I don't think you can attack anybody.
No, nothing in range.
So, your other moves.
Germany don't lose movement going forward today.
No.
Okay.
They move 1 base width. Yeah, they just move 1 base width. Sorry, we're moving through woods. They are slow, but it's not as badly as the normal infantry. So you get it with the horse artillery and stuff like that, why it's quite useful. Horse artillery supporting an attack can move and fire in the attack phase even though it is not itself attacking. but it can. So it can either move with the units, or it can shuffle off to a position, do everything it needs to do. So it would in theory move up, unlimber, fire its guns, and then continue. And then it would. And then it wouldn't fire its guns, but when you make your attack with the cavalry, for example, the guns would be added as an extra.
I can move it up to 6 centimetres.
6 centimetres out, yes. And they can only move 6 centimetres because they are that far. Done? Okay. Outcome moves. Don't have any. Cool. Back to tempo. Okay. So, when you're ready. 1 to 3. Yeah. I didn't roll very well this turn.
I know the figure. It's bombardment. You're still out of range.
So bombardment phase, I'm still out of range. Generals and CNC moves, and then allocate your tempo points. Sterling's.
Last and legendary. Are they reorganised or just gone?
It costs you TPs to rally them.
Okay.
Because it reorganise them. 1 second.
1 TP per unit.
So, by the expenditure of TPs, the base being rallied must be stationary, not in close combat or under fire. 1 shaken level can be rallied per game turn, and this costs 2 TPs per base.
Oh, jeez.
A general or the CNC can rally 1 shaken level per turn for any base with which he is in base contact and under any circumstances except close combat. Only 1 officer can have this effect on a base during 1 game turn. So, placing the CNC and the commanding general does not rally 2 unless the general also pays 2 TPs to do so.
2 TPs per base to. Oh, right. That's going to be some hardship.
Yeah.
Or get the commander game base to base contact.
Oh, sorry. So it requires 2 orders. Sorry, not TPs. Orders. That's the problem because tempo points is what you generate, what your officers generate.
Yeah,
orders.
Orders.
It costs 2 orders. 2 orders per base to rally them up.
I need 12.
Yes. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a tempo player or not with that. It's rallying is always 2. Unless you're generals, in which case it costs them nothing. But they've got to be stationary at least.
No.
And I've got to think what he's got to do with all those orders.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh, move officers first, isn't it?
Move your officers first.
Okay.
So he's moved into base contact, okay?
Yeah. And moving
So you can just automatically rally 1 point.
So one base is rallied.
1 base is rallied because he's in contact with it. That's fine. Okay, so allocate your TPs. Just your officers can generate up their orders, and then they can command their formations. What's up?
Skirmish into built-up area.
You move. Sorry, what do you want to do?
Skirmishes into.
It's
You go through the building.
To go through the building, they would basically have to form column. It's a small it's a small part of the village, so I would classify it as buildings. You have to move through it in column because you're moving through the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
I can move one unit at a time.
1 second. Yeah, my only big nug about with town may only be negotiated by columns 1 base width wide, moving 1 base width per turn. So it's basically 1 base width. So 1 base width per turn, so they don't move very far.
That's about as far as I can move.
Yeah.
And hit you will move.
He just moves across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you done?
No, so I've got me cavalry in my other brigade.
Sorry, yes. So you have a division, haven't you?
So,
Thought you'd already moved them.
no.
So you
No, I'm trying to get moving one brigade or division doesn't get in the way of another one to do their move. Otherwise it gets complicated.
Yeah.
So I can move half.
My brain is not functioning. Okay, so actually as late as I thought it was, yeah, my brain is happy. I'm missing the cup of tea. Yeah,
Everyone can make a pot, try and get a pot made.
it's fine. I think by the time we'd have to take a big old break, and I don't know if it'd be worth it. Might be better I don't actually have a cup of tea. I'll be limber.
Okay. Now, this.
2 base switch for him, because he's horse guns.
Okay.
2 base switch? Yeah.
Okay. It leaves me 2. Which means I'm going to use 2
To rally off the other
to
one.
roll.
Okay. So, me?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm going to. I'll back a minute. I need the.
Okay. I'll pause it there. Right. So hang on. My turn.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Now this is where artillery shoot fire.
Yes, I did have 3. Okay, so bombardment phase. I don't have anybody. No guns. Okay.
I'm quite happy about that.
CNC, move CNC and generals. Reposition him. Reposition him. Okay, so they're going to move for 2, 4. The gun will remain. Actually, all the infantry will move. The gun will remain still for a moment.
Okay.
Moving very far, but just enough for me to get there. 'Cause that's all of his orders points.
I take your artillery still out of range on my rifles.
Hang on. Give me a second with that. Okay. I give. Heal limbers. Heal limbers for free, that's fine. That's 2. So they're going to advance forward 6. That's his all done. I gave him orders. Okay, I'm going to burn those for a redeploy for this lot. So, guns are going to come round to this end. So he's going to move round to there. Can't move any further forward. So he's going to sidestep. If you're happy with that.
Which he should be.
They're going to redress their ranks, basically, so they're backed up together. Okay, so that's that done. So I've got no attack phases, that's how it moves. Outcome moves. Done. So, bidding. This is where it may get interesting. Okay. Free. Free. Ooh. Okay. We do 50-50. Actually, I'll double check what it says because there's a draw. If the bids are equal, last turn's tempo player regains the tempo. Yeah. So you get to maintain tempo.
Whoopee, whoopee, whoopee.
Yeah, should have put the bigger dice in. I read
bombardment.
So yeah, your bombardment phase. You've got no guns.
Nope.
Are able to do it. Okay, so move your CNC generals and then allocate your tempo points to generate your orders. Remember, you can still move those formations around. They just keep those shaken levels, or you rally them off.
Mm-hmm.
That is the thing, because once they've gained a shaken level, they don't automatically, they can't. Whereas in, say, General de Brigade rules, it would be, yeah, you just remain still in time. The unit will organise itself. In this game, it's, no, you've got to actively spend time to reorganise your units. So, again, with one shaken level, it's a -1 on most of your dice.
Mm-hmm.
That is the maximum you will suffer, but it depends what you want to do. So, do you have any attacks?
Nope.
Remembering that your infantry can move 1.5 if they're in line. So they can move
9.
Yeah, 9.
Into assaults.
To bayonet.
I think I'm out of range.
Yeah. I think we're just out of range. It's getting to that point where it's getting closer.
Yeah, definitely out of range. But there's no assaults. What's next?
Okay, so then it is your other moves, so normal moves and such.
Mm-hmm. Get off. There you go.
Because your troops, your formation moves forwards.
Mm-hmm. That way. I can do a sidestep half a base width.
It's all wheeling. It is supposed to be all wheeling.
Okay.
Why
I'll
would
do
you
that
want
then.
As in you want to try and conform to something.
I'm
Conforming.
trying to
You'd wheel.
form a backup.
Shuffling forward slowly.
There we go. There. And he will go there. That's my moves.
Cool. Okay, my bombardment. I will have my 8-pounders. Fire straight ahead. They're in range of the infantry brigade to their front, or the infantry regiment to their front.
Mm-hmm.
So I roll 2d6.
And 6 is a painful.
Well,
No, do.
okay, I roll a 6. Okay, so fire behind target's flank? No. Each further base in line and sight and in base contact behind target up to 3? No. For each additional base firing? No. Not on muddy ground, not shaken. Target move last turn.
Yep.
It's -1 to me. You're not behind any level 2 or level 3 obstacles. I have a grand total of 5. Cease firing. Bombarding bases will not fire in next bombardment phase.
Oh, you got spiked.
Yeah, they didn't do well. The guns had problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was bombardment for me, because none of my other guns, because horse artillery can't do bombardment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so move my generals, move my teams. So I get on my TPs. General's going to shuffle around. Is he still within? He's still within. Okay. he gets 1 order.
Mhm.
You generate, because he's a plod, he turns into 3. The infantry, my Bavarian divisional commander, will receive. In fact, this infantry division commander will receive 2. No, he won't. No, I'm going to put the remaining 3 into with him. So. Hopefully this works the way I want it to work.
How far? What perfect size?
4.
If what Hildegard said is true.
How big that table is?
Yeah.
Okay.
160.
Okay.
Shooting, I believe. Or you...
Well, attack moves. So, half. Uh, 15 is 2.5 base whips, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Yes. Comfortably in range. Okay.
Wow.
What's that? Oh, the
1 by 1.6.
quite a small base. Okay. The cuirassiers, my heavy brigade, is going to strike these infantry battalions.
Mm-hmm.
The artillery is going to support this one. It will move, unlimber and then fire before they go in. Because it can, because it's horse artillery, so it's able to do that. It can move, unlimber and fires. But it will fire as a supporting strike, so it's bonuses to the cavalry as they go in. So that's my attack phase. Make sure I get this right. Okay. Sorry, the last 2 bases of the attack must be carried out in a straight line. What?
I'm a plonker.
Oh, they're your raw troops.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
They're your veterans, aren't they? That's your veteran.
Veterans, yes.
Okay. Right. Do I have any more attacks? And they are going to march forward and they're going to launch fire and they're going to initiate fire combat. Which I will just confirm when that gets done. Player makes all other ranged attacks, performs any outcomes from ranged attacks. Okay. So, they have to do their attacks first before they do. So, launching an attack with 4 bases will cost me 6 points. No, it doesn't. I have to move them first because they're out of range, because that's their range. I'm an idiot. Ignore me. Right, ignore that. I'm being a dumbass. I suddenly, because I thought, oh, I can move and shoot. It's like, well, yes, but I have to move and then I shoot. Sorry, I'm going to. I've kind of just told you what I'm going to do with them anyway, but yeah, they're going to continue to advance and then they'll engage in fire combat. Okay, so we do this. Charge. Okay. Move and fire in the attack phase. We know it's not self-attacking. Okay, so my horse guns move, unlimber, and they will fire into that unit as the cavalry comes charging in. Okay, which is all part of the attack, so his orders are all used up because it costs 3 to launch the attack. So, what would you like to do?
Short range.
Form square? You can form square and things like that, so you're going to form square and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Standard fire, countercharge, form square, etc. If you wishes them to meet the attack of musketry, at what range are they to open fire?
No, I'll form square first.
Okay. I will just check where, because it is slightly different for cavalry attack on infantry. May elect to fire and or form square, so you can just form square, and then you would fire. Whatever. Okay. Attackers test a charge, firing response to or in support of charge take place, melee's resolve outcome moves take place. Okay. So, testing to attack. It must first be resolved whether an attack actually takes place and what the target's reaction will be. Both sides throw a d6. Of course. Okay, veteran troops.
Yep.
You get +2. Each shaken level, no. Raw troops, no. Cavalry attack on infantry. I am supported by artillery, so I get a +2. Okay, are you uphill? No. Are you supported by cavalry? No. Do you intend? Are you just going to form square? You're not going to fire.
What's the disadvantage?
You start suffering minuses to your defensive dice.
No, I'll just form square.
Okay, so no fire of combat. Okay then, so you're not going to do anything like that. Cavalry within 1 base width at the start of move? No, no. Cavalry charging from 1 base width or less? No. Okay. Cavalry support by infantry? No. Cavalry facing SK2 infantry? No. No. Defender behind any obstacles? No. I have a grand total of 3.
6.
6. Hang on. Cavalry lose by 2 or more. Infantry act as order. Cavalry becomes shaken. So that is... They are shaken. And they make their attack. Let me just check something. Do I have to roll for both, or is it just a group?
You pick one, and the other one is your support, I think.
Yeah, I think he just comes in with it.
Because you designated which battalion you want to attack.
No, sorry, because that's for him. He would then make his attack on him, because they are attacking the group, but they're attacking 2 separate units. Because he suffered quite badly, he might not. So let me roll again. So, second one. Ooh, okay. Okay, so you're veterans, so you get +2.
Yep.
No shaken levels, no generals or anything like that. Okay. Hang on, let me use this one. It's all on the back. Cavalry versus infantry. So he is not supported by artillery, and I am not infantry supported by other infantry. No, because I've taken that away.
You're taking that.
Okay, so defender only. You're not firing. You're literally just forming square, and I don't get any of those bonuses because it's the same thing. Okay, what have you got?
5.
I have a 5 as well. Hang on. Difference up to 1. Both sides act as ordered. So I go in. So they will strike. He will strike.
And you choose which one to do the battle.
1 second. Okay, outcome of cavalry attacks on infantry. If the infantry have formed an unshaken square, cavalry fall back shaken 1 base width. Otherwise, if the cavalry have sustained a high number of shaken levels than the infantry, they will retire to 1 base width. Both sides have the same number of shaken levels. The cavalry will fall back. If the infantry sustain a high number, they will break. Okay, I tank up a second one, and my other unit gains a shaken level, and they will then fall back, shaken 1 base width. So they fall back away 6. Because you didn't do very well. Because they slammed in, but your men basically formed square.
Mine here square.
You managed to get into square. And that is done. And that is an attack. Essentially that is a cavalry charge, in this case a failed cavalry charge against infantry. So that's that done. I've done all my attacks. So now I need to do my normal moves. So he's in one with any orders. So like I said, they will spend. So they are moving. So I'm moving a group of bases. So that is burns 4 orders to move this group. 6. And they will remain. Sorry, no. That can stay still. They are going to advance. 6. Again. done. That's a burn of that, and he's going to move into position. Burns his last. It's not that many orders because it's only 2, but there's no more orders to give. Okay.
And orders.
Back to the beginning. We've got to charge out of the game. Cool. Okay. Ready? 3. Ooh, I take it this time. Okay. Oh no, outcome moves. Hang on, because we've had outcome. We've had problems. So before we do it, for that, rewind slightly. Rewind.
Yeah, but we'll stay with the initiative.
Yeah, so we'll do it. So hang on, quickly. A morale test must be taken for any brigade or smaller formation during the outcome phase of any game move where one or more of its units have suffered an increase in shaken levels. You don't suffer it because your guys, though they're shaken, it's because of terrain effect. It's not a brigade morale test. My guys have suffered because of combat.
That's right.
Add 1 point per base that is shaken, 2 points per base that is broken, plus 1d6 scoring. So I'm automatically on a base of 2 points because I've got 2 bases that are shaken. That's it. I roll a d6. I get a 1. So that's a -2. So it negates those two pluses, those 2 points. If the result exceeds the number of bases in the brigade at the start of the game, the whole brigade is adjudged to be spent and returns at normal movement rate back. I still have 2. The brigade started with 2. The base pointage I suffered was 2. I got a 1, which is a -2, so it's a 0. I've not exceeded my brigade. I've not exceeded the number of brigade stands.
You need to have a third dice, a third point.
Yeah, I need 1 more point, and it would have. Well, if I'd gotten evens or anything else.
Well, all I have to do is give you a couple of more slaps, and you might go into run.
So they're done. Okay. So that's formation morale.
Your activity is part of the div, isn't it?
No. Well, it's part of the division because it's part of the cavalry div that I have. So they're attached to that brigade. Well, technically it is a third. No, it is a third base because it's part of the brigade at the start of the game. Because I put it into it. So no, that would be that's a 3-stand unit, not a 2-stand unit. Sorry. So I still actually could have had some problems. If I'd rolled really high, it would have been problematic. If I roll low, it's good in morale test. Okay, right. So tempo done. So that's the last turn done. Returning to this turn, back on track. Okay, so I'm now tempo player. I have my orders to allocate out to my I have my bombardment phase, which no one can do because none of my guns are in position. So move my generals. Let me move into base combat with that regiment. And they can't shoot this turn, so that's fine. So he's now next turn he'll pop round. 1 second. General can he's still there where he needs to be. Right.
I need one good turn of shooting.
Okay. I will allocate out my TPs. So I give 2 TPs to the plodding cavalry commander and 1 TP to the capable Bavarian infantry commander. So he gets 4 and he gets 6. Why do I need to do that? Because I'm rallying off all those hit points. So that cost me 2 TPs to rally that point off. He will rally 1 automatically. And then the remaining 2 TPs to get them back in. However, they can't. That's all they can do. I cannot then launch them into an attack. No. So they stay there. Because I need to declare my attacks. Right, so And the reason I'm doing that now is purely because it just gets done. Because they're not doing any attacks, it's just rallying. Okay. So, am I able to launch any attacks yet? Can I fire on you? Oh my god, I'm literally like a centimetre out. Okay. I will advance my brigade, my 6th brigade, for a cost of 2 points. Within 6 of you. That's it. Shuffle. Done.
Half a pace forward, march.
Yeah, half a pace forward. March!
Then quick paces backwards, run like fuck.
They're also going to move up. That's that done. I am complete. I have no other move. That's all my other moves done because that gun battery can't do anything until it's. So.
Moving officers. Nope.
Bombardment, which I don't think you can do.
Okay. No one
So,
guns.
moving your generals and allocating your TPs.
Three pips to charge unit.
For you, yes, because you're a non-tempo player.
You can only charge direct ahead.
So I think I may have misunderstood something about the redeploy. Everybody gets to move 2 base whips no matter what. Even if you're guns. But it's fine. It's not a major problem. What time do you want to call it?
Let's see about the end of this turn, then we'll have a laugh.
Okay.
And see how it goes. So, I've done the pips for the orders. Next is
Your attacks.
my assaults.
Yes. So your fire combat and so firefight and bayoneting.
Okay. Assaulting 1.5 base width infantry.
Formation more than 1 base width wide? Yes. If you're in a column, then it is 2. You're going to charge my brigade, are you?
If I'm in range.
You need to move 1.5, so that's
9.
9.
Add one chicken. Because if I think correctly, I've got to end up.
You go straight ahead. No, you just go straight forward. You have to go 2 base whips forward in all your attacks. Cavalry can manoeuvre around, but essentially infantry just go straight forward.
Well, then that's hitting the wrong target. Because I'm going to be hitting him.
You don't have to launch an attack with them. You could leave them stationary. You could initiate fire combat with them. You could just have that one battalion fire with their muskets, and the other 2 could then go forward with the bayonet.
Yeah. Well, that's 3 or... Yeah, these two.
Okay.
He is the main antagonist.
Okay.
He's supporting.
Okay, and you're attacking
Yeah.
that one. Okay. But this was where I drag him in, but he hasn't got enough, so he can support the other. He'll just basically support the other battalion.
And that's all I can do with them.
Yep.
And what I will do though is a free unlimber. Ready for if we ever have a next turn.
If we do have a next turn.
And that's that unit. I've got this. Heavy is 2.5 maybe.
Sorry, field guns or horse artillery? Are you talking
Heavy cavalry.
Heavy cavalry moves 2.5.
2.5.
So 15 odd.
15.
Which will be for you two order points.
So.
So they come clattering down the hill through the trees. Remembering they can't go into woods.
No, that's what I'm going random. And because in fact,
if they're ascending is when they get shaken. Descending, no.
Okay, it's alright.
They just can't charge anybody.
This is now really complicated. Because if I go try and charge, there's nobody in front of me. And they're in square, which is a disability in shooting.
No.
No, okay.
You don't suffer because formations are abstracted in this game. I want to say the way to describe it is you are at you are such a higher position, you don't need to worry about what formations your troops are in. If your men are all racked up like they are now, they will be in they'll be in free rank firing. So with them having been struck by cavalry, there's a very good chance that they will be in square and they'll stay in square. When you form them into column, in that case you're using 2 orders to redeploy them, they will that unit will basically
assaulting.
Remembering you're supposed to do all your assaults first before you do your moves, but it's fine.
Well, the only move I've done is the cavalry not affected and really.
Okay.
So firing means only them. Because they're assaulting. Oh,
yes.
him as well.
He's
firing.
He's firing. You have enough points, yeah, because you. Okay. What do you want to do? Well, you do fire combat first. So he shoots. So you roll a d6. I roll a d6. Okay. Okay. You are at long musket range because it's 6.
Yeah.
Quality of those troops firing.
That's what I'm checking. Roll.
Okay. No pluses or minuses at present. First time firing, you get +2.
That's nice.
I get +1 because I have at least a supporting base around me. Because I get 1.
I haven't.
I got 2 actually because I got 1 to the back and 1 to the rear, so I get an extra.
I haven't got any support because the other ones are charging.
It's defending. It's only, well, you do get, but only at this would have been at long range. Okay, Each shaken level, no. Raw troops, -1. My guys are trained, so they're fine. Long range, -2. So your final score?
4.
4. I have 5. No effect.
Okay.
Essentially, you need to beat me by a minimum of 2 points to cause any kind of damage.
Okay.
So
It's that.
so clatter, clatter, clatter. Okay. Any more fire combat?
Just the
There's 2 battalions there. Are you? Is it 1-on-1 or are you against the cavalry?
No, I'm going to shoot with the left hand one
Yeah.
into your cavalry, and new one's under support.
Okay. So hang on. Left hand one from you.
No, from you.
Okay. So they're firing. They're adding their weight against this stand.
That's right.
Against one of my currencies. Okay. So again, D6. So veteran troops.
Yep.
+1. +2 for first time firing, because it is no, they haven't fired yet.
No.
You are at long range, +1 for firers supporting bases long range. In this case, I get +1 for having a supporting base.
Mm-hmm. And that double just score yet?
A little bit, no. So shaken level, none. Raw troops,
Nope.
none. Target behind, long range, -2 to you, because it is long range, because it is the. Okay, I have a grand total of 3.
5.
5. You beat me by 2. I take a shaken level. So they are shaken.
That better. That could be helpful. Because if I'd done it individual, I wouldn't have got that result. Now, charging next.
My defending troops will fire at. Hang on. So infantry versus infantry combat. I'll just quickly move to the correct bit. So launching attacks. Right. Cool. So infantry versus infantry. I will fire on you as you come in. I won't counter charge. I will fire on you. Okay. So roll a d6 each. Okay, veteran troops.
No.
Not for me either. No one's elite. General and base contact per unit. No. Each shaken level and raw troops. No. Oh, yeah. So you are raw troops, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's -2. You are supported by infantry.
Yep.
+1, as am I. Supported by artillery. No. Cavalry. No. Uphill of enemy. No. So for each secure flank, I have 1. So it gives me a +1 because it is my right flank. I have a unit there. Flank attack from outside 1 base width. No. Defender intends to fire at point blank range. No. I am going to fire at short range. Yes, I will shoot at short range. I'm not going to wait till you get into my face, but I'm going to wait till you get close. Okay, attacker. Skirmish differential, because everything else is basically what kind of obstacle I'm behind. So,
I'm a 0.
you're a 0.
You're a 1.
I'm a 1 for the Bavarians, so that is a +1. So that's a -1 to you because you're 0. I've got a better skirmish. I have a skirmish screen. You don't. Okay, my final score is 4.
I don't go in.
What have you got?
2.
2. Defender wins. Attacker wins by 1. A draw or defender wins by up to 2. Defender may act as ordered. Okay, so my volley rings out.
I think I roll.
You roll as well. So we see what we do the fire combat again. No, first time firing. Yes, it is. It's +2 to me. Don't have supporting artillery. I'm not firing at point blank. Fire supporting bases at long range. No. Fire supporting bases at close range. Yes, I get another +2. Defenders supporting bases. I've got another one. That's 1, so I get +5. +1. Sorry. Each shaken level. No. Raw troops. -1. Long range. No, because I chose to fire at close range. Okay, I have a grand total of 11.
I'm dead.
What did you score?
2.
2? Fire wins by 8 points. Target breaks. Vive la France. Vive l'Empereur. Oh dear God. So target breaks. Let's see what that actually means. I think that will sweep the other battalion away. Hang on.
And no, I will just miss you. Miss my units.
I think it depends how far you get. Okay, so break. Unit will turn away from the nearest enemy and move a normal move plus 1 base width. The first base width of this move will be directly away from the nearest enemy. Any further move distance will be towards their own baseline. They will not rally on the table. So you have to have them. They will be. Hang on. Directly away, so you'll go
that way.
Yeah, you would actually. If friendly units are encountered during a break move, the routers will pass through them. If they are encountered during the first base width of the break move, the friends fall back shaken. If enemy troops are encountered during the first base width of a break move, the routing units disperse and remove. So, and I believe that means both those bases go away from me. You will hit them. So they will get shaken and they will be forced to fall back. So they will fall back shaken, so they will get knocked back like that, I believe it is.
And
they will do that, and then they will go, well, they basically turn and run, because both units, because basically they made the attack, they went in with them, the volley struck hard enough, very hard, and basically just shattered it. So normal move plus 1 base width, so for them they are, so it's 2 base widths in total from that position, so let me
just miss the artillery.
Yeah, so they're there, and then they will basically head back.
They detour around any other troops.
From this point onwards, they will not rally on any further move towards their own base edge. You will now you will go round them. They will not rally on the table, but they have to be there because it is that curse of,
everybody else.
because it does affect people, I believe.
It does.
Okay, any troops whose immediate enemy breaks must follow up for 1 base width in the outcome phase at the end of the game move. They then take a pursuit test. Throw 1d6. Okay, so we'll do that later. Okay. They are broken. So let me just make sure I'm not putting the mouse. So don't even need to worry about that. So after defenders are fired, the side has a high number of shaken numbers will fall back on base. If another side is shaken, defenders will fall back. Yeah, okay. So the outcome didn't even get to that because my fire was just that effective. It shattered your troops. Yeah. Following which, because then it would be the normal outcome of what happens, basically, whether I manage to get you into shaken and whether you even make contact. In this case, you don't. You just run. So my guys have fired, shattered your assault, you're gone. I actually do need to follow you. Well, okay, so they will follow you up. They will drag, both of those units will go forward, I believe, because they are supporting them. So any troops in me must follow up for 1 base width. So I will swing out and do that. So I put myself to there. Okay. I will have to do an outcome is later. Okay, so that is your. Do you have any other attacks?
You don't charge cavalry with infantry.
You can.
You can, but it's not worth it, not against cuirassiers.
It's more a case of the best you can do is normally just force me to fall back. You can't destroy me. You can't do that much. It's not really a damaging thing. It's just more of a it's a threat sort of thing. Okay, so you have no other moves because you've done all the other moves, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so outcome moves. Now this is where I need to do my thing. Okay. Let me just make sure we've not done anything out of the way. Okay, players complete all other moves due to rallying, morale, army morale, pursuit, and shaken level results. Okay. Okay, so we've done the outcome. We don't need to do that because their outcome is they don't. I need to do it. All right. So I need to do a pursuit test. I throw 1d6. I get a 2. Am I shaken? No. Cavalry? No. Raw troops? No. In contact with voters? No. Veterans? No. Unbroken enemy within 2 base whips? Yes. General or CNC unit? Okay. If the result is 5 or more, the unit will pursue. Cool. No, I got 0 because there is still coherent enemy forces nearby. So that's that done.
I've got morale test to take. Is that
You need to do. Yes, I need to do another one for that for the cavalry brigade because their roles have changed because they have taken shaken levels.
And I've taken. How many
unit-
shaking levels did I take for that unit that got pushed back?
Which one? You get 1 on them.
Yeah, I'm more worried about
On
that.
them, they're broken. They're at 3. They're
So-
it's a break. A break is something else. A broken unit, you don't worry about
Yeah.
shaking it. It's broken. Okay, so your morale test for that brigade, which they're a part of, it's just a brigade. So how many stands were in that brigade to begin with? 6. Okay. You start on a base of 2 points per base that is broken. In this case, you're on 4 points automatically. Roll a d6.
5 because
5
over 1.
because you've got 1 that's shaken. So roll a d6.
5.
You roll a 5, yeah? Okay, that's +1, so you go to a 6. Has the result exceeded your number of bases? And the brigade stands at present.
Because that brigade is 6 bases of infantry
Yep.
and 1 battery of artillery.
So 7. You haven't gone out. You haven't exceeded it. Okay. My cavalry brigade. I start on a base of 1
Yeah.
because I have 1 single base that is currently shaken. I rolled a 6, so that's automatically +2. That equals the brigade, but does not exceed it. So the brigade stands because there are 3 stands in the brigade because of the gun battery. Thank you for having a horse artillery battery.
That's why at the start of the game you should make a note how many number of bases per brigade.
Per brigade actually,
Because
yes.
this
Because the gun batteries are counted because it is that thing of all infantry, all cavalry, all gun batteries are counted. You do not count
the
generals for
commanders.
anything. Commanders, that's the only ones you don't count.
That's right.
Because it is at the start of the game and it's not what you've rolled up
Okay.
because you will have your guns for your division when you roll up your forces
Yeah.
and then you can attach the guns to your brigades if you wish to.
Say that brigade broke.
My cavalry brigade.
No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've now lost 50% of your brigades, you then have to take a div.
No, the whole. I don't take it. You do not take right. Once 50% or more of the brigades in a division, that is 1 division,
Yeah.
are spent. So it's if I
It's
failed,
gone.
the whole division is said to be so and will take no further part in the in
So
fighting.
you only
So
have to
they
lose 1.
They would simply spin round and they would start withdrawing from the table.
It's a good job that brigade didn't break, Alex. There's only 2 brigades.
So
No,
that would
dude.
cost you a division.
Yeah. And what? It's a good job I've got 4 divisions.
I've got 3. That is my weakest
Yeah.
brigade.
We both have to lose 2 divisions to lose the game.
Yeah. But essentially, me losing because you don't even have to. Technically, it's not losing them; they just become spent.
Inoperable.
They they become ineffective in combat, and so they walk. Right, it is now. Let me just get confirm time.
About 9 o'clock.
Well, it's 9:30.
Okay.
So, do you
Okay.
want to play one more turn, or do we want to say we'll end it
We'll
there
save
because we're
it.
getting?
We'll see how your work goes next week and see what day we play.
Okay.
We can carry on because
I'll probably be the weekend again because I
Yeah.
reckon it's I'll be in Monday to Fridays for the next couple of
Okay.
weeks,
okay.
unless something weird happens.
And
So I can just leave my dice here.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll probably just.
because it's an initiative,
So
so
we're back to turn whatever it is,
initiative.
Yeah.
I've lost 2 battalions.
because they will just march off the table now.
Now keep going.
Yeah.
I want the initiative this turn. Because you're going to get 4 artillery pieces rammed down your throat. That brigade that stood in front of my single battalion
Because they have fired now.
and
Because they fired in response to your firing.